I was waiting for that to be deleted. Hey, you guys want to talk about Castlevania? I want to talk about Castlevania. Who has watched Castlevania? I have watched the whole thing the day that it came out. Believe it or not, the guy who has a streaming section called Monday Vania is a fan of Castlevania. Go figure, right? You haven't seen it yet? Well, I recommend it. It was actually pretty good. Um, I'm not gonna lie. Season three, I had mixed reactions with season three. Right? A lot of great animation, cool moments, but a lot of setups that I did not agree with. Right? You're very busy currently. It's understandable. But when you get the chance, highly recommend it. Go watch it. It was pretty good. Season four was pretty good. Uh, like I was saying, um, the setups in season three were there were a bunch of setups that I did not agree with. Because I felt like the writers were writing themselves into a corner. Like, where are you gonna take this? Right? I'm gonna try to keep it spoiler free as much as I possibly fucking can. All right? I'm just gonna talk about some story bits, and if there's gonna be a spoiler, I will definitely warn everybody beforehand. So when I tell you to mute yourself, you mute me, and I'm gonna talk. And then when you see me doing this on camera, like that means that you can unmute me. I'm not gonna remember that. But if you see something similar to that, you unmute me. Right. But I'll let you know if I'm gonna talk about spoilers. For the moment, is spoiler free. We just want to talk about Castle, right? So yeah, season three, I have mixed feelings about it. Right. I felt like Trevor was definitely underused in most of Castlevania. And it feels like Castlevania for the most part. The Netflix, obviously, what I'm talking about is like was made by fans of Symphony of the Night and Berserk, and you can see it. You can see the Berserk in the anime, and you can see the love for Alucard because for the most part, Alucard was the hero of the fucking story for at least the first two seasons, right? So season three, they tried to depart from that and make Alucard. I don't know what they were trying to do with Alucard in season three because all the setup in season three, they dropped that shit on season four. They addressed it at the beginning. It was like, yeah, he was kind of going crazy, but he's good now. So just we forget about what happened at the end of the season like this. So that normally will be bad, but personally I agree because they wrote themselves in a corner. I was like, I don't know why you guys are gonna go with this. So I was very concerned about season four. And season four was like, you know what? We're just not gonna follow that trend. So just gonna grab that and like crumble that bitch up and like, no, we're not doing that. And I agree. Fuck that. That Alucard story that you were setting up, no. Fuck it. So no, I had a lot of problems with season three, right? Again, it wasn't bad, but it looked like the story was gonna hit a fucking wall, right? Sci-fi was unfucking bearable to me at least. God, Sci-fi couldn't stand her on season three. I don't understand, man. How you make me not like Sci-fi? Season four solved that problem. Sci-fi is like the world has hit her hard and really hard, and she's tired. Minor spoiler. It doesn't mean that you have to mute me, but she says shit. Sci-fi says shit. End of spoiler. Anyway, like the world has hit her hard, right? So I like the changes for fucking season four was really good, and mainly because they drop a bunch of story setups that definitely weren't gonna go anywhere. Definitely, they weren't gonna go anywhere with those things. So I'm glad that they decided to just drop a bunch of shit, right? Uh, Characters from the previous season, some characters that thought they were gonna disappear came back. Um, Man, I don't know how to talk about this without spoiling shit. Really hard. um, man, let me figure this out. Hold on, give me a second. I'm trying to talk about this. I'll talk about it later then. I'm just gonna move on. We'll talk about more spoilery shit later on. But yeah, it was so good that I ended up watching the whole thing in one day. It was Friday night. Was it Friday night? No, I think it was Thursday night. I watched the shit Thursday night because I know I had to wake up early next day and now around 9 and didn't fucking care. I watched all of Castlevania that night and then I went to bed. It was really good. The the Easter eggs were on point. Trevor gets his fucking new sub weapons from the games. Always a plus. I fucking love it. You know, like a Castlevania head like myself. I enjoy all of those Easter eggs, right? And again, I gotta point this out. I'm a Castlevania head. I know the lore of Castlevania. I fucking love the lore of Castlevania. And I gotta tell you, the Netflix adaptation follows the lore very loosely. This is its own thing, right? Don't think that you watch Castlevania on Netflix and that you're gonna know all of fucking Castlevania lore because it's not. There's a lot of differences in Netflix, especially the way it ends, right? The way it ends sets up spin-ups, but it doesn't set up the continuation of the Castlevania universe that we know and love from the lore. Live action, you know what? That is a terrifying thought because when it comes to live action, Netflix, personally, to me, we're doing Platinum starting Wednesdays, GG. Okay, that sounds good. I'm okay with Platinum. Uh, by the way, my friend Ryan is doing a friend Nuzlocke, so if you're watching this on YouTube, go follow him on his Twitch channel. The name is right there. Uh, what was I saying? That threw me off. I was talking about the lore, right? Oh no, the live action. When it comes to Netflix live action, I don't think they have a good track for it. Right. That's why I'm also terrified for the Cowboy Bebop live action adaptation. I don't know what is the when it comes to anime, at least Netflix doesn't have a good record, right? So, and to be fair, there's some stories that I don't think that are worth translating into live action to a different medium. I think Cowboy Bebop is just fine as an anime because I don't think there's anything that the live action will add to it because you have to understand animation in general allows you to add stylistic uh, flair to your story, right? You have a lot of freedoms and artistic freedoms mainly to work with your story that you can do with live action. So there's another very concerning thing about the Cowboy Bebop live action adaptation. So I don't know how I will feel about a live action I mean, a live action Castlevania anything. I don't think they can adapt this into live action. First of all, it's too soon. That's what's the point to live action this shit that just ended. So I don't know. If anything, they clearly set up a bunch of spin-offs. There will be spin-offs for this one. You can't tell, but I don't think they set up the continuation of the lore of the proper lore of Castlevania. I think that's over. So if we're gonna go back to the lore of Castlevania, we're probably either gonna go to the past, right? Or we're gonna follow the side characters from this show doing other crazy shit somewhere else. Who knows, right? But this season 4, definitely, definitely shattered all expectations. Unlike SNK, definitely shattered all expectations. I was very concerned was how season three ended. Season three ended, and I was tremendously concerned. And I'm glad that they threw a bunch of setups out of the window. We're like, fuck that, we're not dealing with that. So it's great, right? Fucking great. So who has watched it here? Because I'm trying my darnest to not spoil anything right now. But if anything, I can say I definitely recommend it. If you have your problems with season three, don't worry. Season four addresses those issues by saying, yeah, that happened, but what about if we forget about that? And that's good because they were not good setups, right? And the final battle, the animation of the final battle, mwah, god damn! Finally, they did justice to Trevor because one of my main criticism about Castlevania on Netflix is that it didn't seem like to be the story of Trevor. It was mostly uh, Alucard and then Sci-Fi. It felt like Trevor was set up in the background for you know. At least that's how I feel. I know that he had a lot of things to do, and the story, you know, he had a lot of things to do in the story. It's just that in comparison to the other two characters, Trevor, I don't know. I didn't like how they treated Trevor. But at the same time, how Trevor was treated throughout the whole series made it feel a lot better for season four. It's like it felt like a build up. So I don't know if that was planned or it's just they fix shit. It's just that the way that how they handled Trevor at the end, it feels so fucking good because of how they handled Trevor for the rest of the series. So it feels really good. So personally, I think, uh, man, I'm a Castlevania fan, so I have to give it a 10 out of 10. But if I want to be realistic, there's some wonky shit. I mean, mainly because I had to deal with things from season three, so maybe an 8.5, almost a 9. Fuck it, let's give it a 9. Castlevania on Netflix season 4 gets a 9, but truly in my heart it's a 10 out of 10. Go watch it. It was pretty fucking good. Man, they dropped the F bomb so many times. Fuck. I did it. I dropped it too. Anyway, you see, I did it without censoring or dropping any any spoilers. Yay! Yay! All right, now I'm just gonna open up to the chat. You guys want to say something about Castlevania? Whoever watched it, or if you guys have any opinion of previous seasons and you have any concerns or any questions, we can talk about it. So if you guys want to do that, if not, I will move to the next topic. So the floor is yours. Go ahead. You're correct, man. I don't think they're ever gonna do a Richter Belmont with Netflix animation, which makes me sad. Anyway, anything else? You guys want to talk about something about Castlevania? Because if anything, I have to say there's one thing. Okay, I'm dropping it to 9.5 in my heart mainly because the after credit scenes. I don't know, man. It detracts from the feeling of the ending, right? Like the after credit scene. Yes, stay till the after the after everything ends, right? There's a little scene at the end before everything ends for good. I don't think that scene was necessary. If anything, it's just to set up shit, possibly, but I don't see how could they set up that. If anything, it sets off the Dracula novel, the actual novel. By the way, if you guys don't know, the Dracula novel is actually part of the Castlevania lore. It's actually canon to the lore. The Dracula in the novel is actually a very weakened Dracula that just revived. So it's part of the lore. I shit you not. So yeah, it's open source, so they can do whatever the fuck they want, right? But yeah, if anything, it sets up the because they fuck. I almost spoil shit, but oh my god, some characters are moving to England at the end of the series. That's all I'm gonna say. But I'm I don't know. The series could have ended without that scene. That scene kind of took a little bit of the feelings and the the payoff of the series. But aside from that, fucking perfect. Anyway, go watch it, and maybe next time we can talk about it and see if we agree or disagree. If you guys like the ending scene, is okay. We'll talk about it some other time. Yeah, Castlevania Talk Part Two in the future. Let's go. Anyway, let's move on. Something else. Ah, fuck! I want to drop my figurines everywhere. Man, I'm working right now on an empty stomach. I'm fucking dying. Um, very hungry. Let's get rid of Castlevania.